Hello everyone and welcome finally to my February TBR. So if you don't know, I'm actually in the middle of Cosyathon at the moment, which is the readathon hosted by Sylvia Kay, and that runs from the 1st until the 15th of February. So of course for the first half of February I will be concentrating on my Cosyathon books. I will leave a link to my Cosyathon TBR in the description down below so you can see what books I'm reading for the first half of this month. So the books I'm going to talk about in this video I won't actually be properly concentrating on until the second half of February, but some of them are February releases which I obviously won't get read and reviewed before they come out, but I will be putting high up on my priority list to get read at some point in February, and I will write reviews for all of them for you guys. So hopefully by the end of February you will get reviews of all of the February books I'm going to talk about in this video. So the first one I'm going to talk about actually comes out tomorrow, so obviously I'm not going to get a review up of this before it comes out, but I will as soon as possible, and that is Paris Adrift by E.J. Swift. And this is a story of a girl who moves from England to Paris, and she ends up working in this really strange bar with some pretty unusual patrons, and then she finds a time portal in the keg room of this bar, and she starts travelling between past Paris, future Paris, while solving mysteries and unusual goings on in present Paris. It just sounds really exciting and really crazy, and this is really high on my priority list, so I will be getting to this as soon as possible and obviously letting you guys know what I think of it. The next one comes out on the 8th of February, and that is The Taste of Blue Light by Lydia Ruffles. And this is a YA contemporary about a girl who ends up in hospital, but she can't remember anything about why she's there. She also can't remember anything about the previous summer where something really dramatic happened to her, and she needs to start piecing together her memories before they consume her, basically. And I've heard amazing things from some of my favourite YA contemporary authors like Louise O'Neill and Sarah Barnard and Jennifer Niven. They all say that this is a really lovely YA contemporary that is beautifully written, so cannot wait to get into this one as soon as possible either. The next one also comes out on the 8th of February, and that is The Queen of Bloody Everything by Joanna Nadin. And this is about a little girl who moves with her mother from London to Essex, and she falls in love with the little boy next door, but also his entire family, because they represent a kind of normal that she feels that she and her mother have never had. And she kind of really wants to integrate with this family, and I think it's all about her learning about her own family while getting to know this family and learning about her mother and why her mother is the way that she is. It just sounds really cute. I've heard that it's quite funny, it's probably quite quirky, lovely little family drama, so yeah, really looking forward to getting into this one really soon too. The next one comes out on the 22nd of February, so I have got a little while to read this one yet, and that is Everything is Lies by Helen Callaghan. And this is the story of a girl who turns up at her parents' house to find her mother hanging and her father dead in a pool of his own blood, and the police have ruled this a murder-suicide on her mother's part, but she is adamant that this isn't true, and she sets about trying to clear her mother's name for this terrible tragedy. So it sounds like a really exciting kind of thriller mystery kind of story, so yeah, really looking forward to this one too. The next few that I'm going to talk about are books that come out in early March, so I'm just going to hopefully start some of these at some point in February. So the first one comes out on the 8th of March, and that is The Exact Opposite of OK by Laura Stephen. And this is an arc that I got way back in the summer at Yauk actually, and I can't remember too much about it, so I'm just going to read you the back of it. Izzy never expected to be 18 and internationally reviled, but when explicit photos involving her, a politician's son, and a garden bench are published online, the trolls set out to take her apart. Armed with best friend Ajita and a metric ton of nachos, she tries to laugh it off, but as the daily slut-shaming intensifies, she soon learns the way the world treats teenage girls is not okay. It's the exact opposite of okay. That sounds really, really badass. Obviously, two teenage best friends taking on slut-shaming and basically just clearing their names and getting their reputations back on track. That sounds really, really cool. So yeah, really, really looking forward to getting into this one too. The next one is a pretty chunky fantasy book that I seriously need to start reading in February, because I think it comes out on the 8th of March too, and that is City of Brass by, I can't remember the author's name, there you go, S.A. Chakra Borty. And I know nothing about this at all. I think it's the first in a new YA fantasy series set in the Middle East, I think. The back just says, among the swirling sands of the desert and behind gilded brass walls lies an enchanted city of golden domes, jade roofs and marble palaces, a place where magic pours down every street, hanging in the air like dust. Welcome to Daevabad, the legendary city of brass. But remember, there is a reason that they say to be careful what you wish for. So that sounds very, very mysterious, but pretty exciting too. So yeah, really looking forward to getting into this one. I think this has been out in the US for quite a little while, but obviously 8th of March, I'm pretty sure, is the UK release date for this. So yeah, really looking forward to trying out this one. The next one is a adult thriller, kind of horror story, paranormal kind of thing, I think, that also comes out on the 8th of March, and that is While You Sleep by Stephanie Merritt. And this is an ARC that I got recently at a psychological thriller event that I went to, and the back of this one says, all Zoe Adams wants is to escape. A beautiful house on a remote Scottish island seems the perfect place for her to recuperate, an artist's retreat. But just as she falls asleep, the screaming begins. And that sounds super, super exciting. I know this was inspired by classic ghost stories and things like that, and I am a sucker for a classic ghost story. So yeah, and that cover just really, really intrigues me. So yeah, really, really looking forward to this one. And the last one on my February TBR is a book that my best friend read recently, and she said that I absolutely have to read it, and that is The Diary of a Bookseller by Sean Bythell. And this is literally a non-fiction diary about this guy who lives and works in this little bookshop in a little village in Scotland, and it's all about him talking about obviously the glamorous lifestyle that seems. I think he also mentions some of the not so glamorous parts of that lifestyle, and she says it's really, really funny and just really, really heartwarming and really cozy. So yeah, really, really can't wait to pick up this one really soon too. And that is it for my February TBR. What books do you hope to be reading this month? Please let me know. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.